In this video, I'm going to talk about the cost of living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm going to go over the details right now. What's up, you guys? This is Tim Trevathan with Trevathan Homes, powered by VPR, and here in this video, we're going to talk about the cost of living. Now look, the cost of living in Atlanta is maybe for some more expensive, while others you might think it's not as expensive. It's all relative to the cost of living in other places. First, let's go over the housing prices here in Atlanta, just from a general perspective. So if we took a look at realtor.com, you can see here that the median sold home price is $375,000. But if we dive deeper and we look at the Georgia Association of Realtors, which is, I'd say, a little more accurate, the current single family home value for this is $389,500. If you're looking at just condos and townhomes, the value of that for the median sold price is $290,000. Now, the reason why I give median home values is because I find that to be a bit more accurate than, say, average home values, because if you've got, say, some luxury homes that are on the high end of 10 million, 11 million, 15 million, then those can definitely skew that number. The median value, however, when you have such a large pool of homes to factor in, this number is going to be more accurate. Now let's talk about HOA. HOA fees are a big deal because this is part of your mortgage, and it can tack on quite a bit if you're not aware of the HOA costs from the beginning. And in Atlanta right now, I would say the average HOA costs range from $300 to $600. In fact, in Midtown, I know of a new construction one-bedroom condo where the HOA in that building is $178 a month. Now, you have to understand that the price kind of dictates what HOA covers. So for that one, for $178, you're getting trash pickup, high-speed internet, pest control, and that's about it. There's a lot of other big ticket items that it doesn't cover, such as gated security or a swimming pool, or other amenities and utilities sometimes are covered, such as water. Now, when it comes to the pricing of the homes in Atlanta, there's so many factors that you can consider in terms of the home value, such as the square footage, the renovations, the year built, the area and the school districts. So I could go into so much detail with that on a separate video, but for just the sake of cost of living with this video, I just want to go over the general breakdown, okay? So when it comes to owning a home, whether it's in Atlanta or anywhere else in the country, you're looking at 4 different aspects to your mortgage, okay? So while you're renting, you're paying rent per month. When you're owning, you're paying a mortgage every month. Within that mortgage, you've got 4 aspects to it, okay? You've got principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Principal and interest, principal having to do with the sales price of your home, and interest having to do with the interest that you pay back on the loan that's helped you to fund the purchase of the home. Those 2 things being fixed, while the other 2 things being variable. So before going over property taxes, there are some other taxes I think that are worth mentioning, such as sales tax and income tax. You can check out my pros and cons of living in Atlanta video, and I cover a little bit about that already in terms of the income tax, but I want to go into a little bit more detail. So first, starting with sales tax. Sales tax is around 4% in the state of Georgia, which isn't bad, but you also have to consider the city and the county. So if you include that city and county being Atlanta and Fulton County, then you're looking at taxes in Atlanta to be around 8.9%. Now, I grew up part of my life in Alabama. That might seem like a lot to a lot of folks. For me, it wasn't so bad because living in Alabama, part of my life, I was always used to paying 10% sales tax for everything. Now, if you look at other counties in the metro Atlanta area, such as Gwinnett, where it's just an add-on of 2% with the 4% state tax, then you're looking at 6% sales tax. Now that's awesome. Maybe you want to get one of those Samsung QLEDs or just one of those incredible 4K TVs. That's savings right there. Or maybe you're looking for a MacBook or a new desktop computer. So let's take, for example, a condo that's priced at $350,000, and we're doing a 10% down payment, which would be $35,000. Then that means that our loan would be $315,000. So let's take, for example, the interest rate on that would be about 3.5%, which it could be lower, could be higher. But just for this example, let's use 3.5% interest rate on a 30-year fixed loan. And the total principal and interest would be $1,414. Your home insurance would be $29 a month. Now, unless you're doing a 20% down payment, which can remove your PMI standing for private mortgage insurance, then you can go ahead and assume that that's going to be part of your mortgage. Home insurance, going back, I mentioned $29. This is based on a client of mine who actually bought in Midtown for that actual price of $350,000. Again, depending on your insurance company, it could be higher or lower. The good news is with condos and townhomes, typically your insurance is a lot cheaper than single family. And a big tip, if you get new construction, you're looking at the cheapest, lowest rates for insurance ever. Now, why don't we take a look at some of the other things such as utilities and cable and internet? Now, as far as utilities go, you got electricity, gas, and water. And as it gets hotter in the summer months, you're gonna be using a lot more electricity. And then when you get into the winter months, you start turning on the heat more, trying to stay warm inside, then you're gonna end up using more gas. So these fees are based off of a 12-month average. So if we look at electricity, you're running about $130 a month for electricity, while gas is running you about $100. Now for water, we're looking at about $65. And for cable, it's about $100, and internet's about $65. So let's talk about property taxes. So property taxes in Atlanta are 1% if you look at it in the Fulton County area. If you compare this to the national average is 1.07%. So the good news is in Atlanta, property taxes fall below that national average. Then Georgia's ranked number 26 when it comes to property taxes. Now, one key factor that needs to be understood is that this amount is calculated based on the tax assessed value of the property. Now, I could do a whole nother video on tax assessed value, but for the sake of this video, I just want to say that it's always cheaper than the fair market value of the home. The calculation comes out to about $500. So after doing the calculation, and including the HOA fees as well as the taxes and insurance, then you're looking at a total monthly mortgage of $2,343. So with that said, why don't we go into an example of single family, because I know condos only make up a portion of the homes that are available for sale in Atlanta. So single family, why don't we use an example of a sales price of $550,000. So we're going to use the same down payment of 10%, and this time there are no HOA costs. And with the 10% down payment, it's $55,000 down. And with the same interest rate of 3.5%, you're looking at principal and interest of $2,223 a month. And because the value of the home is a little bit higher, and the home is probably gonna be a little bit bigger, then the home insurance is gonna be higher at $117 a month. Your PMI, also because the value of the home is higher, is gonna be $150 a month. Lastly, property taxes would be $516 a month. So after doing the calculation on a sales price of a single family home for $550,000, you're looking at a total monthly mortgage of $3,006. Lastly, I have some other videos that I think you'll like. Specifically, I broke down line item by line item my own personal expenses of living here in Atlanta. Because I know there's so many other factors, not just the mortgage, but utilities, food, healthcare costs, cell phone bill, etc. There's so many other things. And in those videos, I'm covering it, what it's like as a single person and as a married person. So that covers the cost of living in Atlanta. And if you're wanting to know the pros and cons of living in Atlanta, don't forget to click on my other video that I posted the link below so you can check out more about what it's like to live in Atlanta. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you have other questions such as, Tim, can you run a scenario of a different price point of a home in Atlanta? Or Tim, what about if you consider other factors like square footage or renovations? What kind of home value can I expect in Atlanta if I want to move there? Please give me a call. You can contact me. I have my information down below. So I hope this information was helpful. I'll see you on the next video.